Welcome back to the deep dive. Look, we've pulled together some really powerful insights today, especially for you if you're running a gym, maybe starting one up, or if you're a personal trainer. This one's built just for your world.
That's right. And the source we're digging into today, it's super relevant. It's a white paper called The Secrets to Exceptional Gym Member Experiences. The author is jthomas, a real expert in the gym business field.
Yeah, and Jim makes this point that just rings so true right now. He says, look, having the best gear, the trendiest classes, that's kind of table stakes now. Members just expect it.
Right. It's not the differentiator anymore.
Exactly. The real edge, the thing that actually builds loyalty, gets people talking, grow your revenue, it's the member experience. It boils down to how you make your members feel.
Mm-hmm. Totally. And this paper, it lays out 10 core elements that really separate the gyms that are crushing it from, everyone else. So our mission here is to unpack those for you.
Pull out those actionable bits, like stuff you can actually use.
Straight from the source. Things to help you really transform how members feel about your place.
Okay, let's get into it then. Jthomas says this whole experience thing, it starts even before someone signs up. That seems interesting. Where does he say we should begin?
Yeah, it's maybe not what you'd expect first. It starts with your team, your leadership. Element number 1 is start with a culture that cares. Thomas is really emphatic here. You just can't fake a great experience if the culture isn't genuinely built on caring.
So it's not just hiring someone who can, like, work the front desk software or teach a good spin class.
Not fundamentally, no. The paper stresses hiring for attitude first, then training for skill. You can teach procedures, right? But teaching someone to genuinely care, that's much harder. And leaders, owners, managers, they have to be visible. They got to live the values. Their actions really set the tone everyone else follows.
I like the practical stuff mentioned, too, like those little service rituals.
Oh, absolutely. Simple things, but powerful, like a consistent warm handshake, maybe a specific phrase you use when members leave, or even just a question in the morning huddle, like, okay, team, whose day are we going to make better today?
Right, it makes it intentional.
Exactly. It reinforces that service mindset. And the pro tip nails it. Build empathy, build emotional engagement right into your job descriptions, your interviews, your training. It's not just fluffy stuff. The source says it's foundational. It's where that connection starts.
Okay, culture first. Got it. What's element 2? It mentions a specific time frame.
Yeah, this one's critical and often missed. Element 2. Master the first 90 seconds and first 90 days. The paper argues pretty strongly that your retention really hinges on these initial moments and the early follow-through.
The first 90 seconds.
Yeah.
That first impression. Why so critical?
It's about the energy, eye contact, making it feel personal, Jthomas specifically says ditch the robotic scripts. It has to feel human, welcoming, energetic right off the bat. That first feeling just sets the whole stage.
And then the first 90 days. Why that window?
He calls it the danger zone. And the stats back it up. Most cancellations, they happen in those first 3 months. People are still figuring things out, forming habits, deciding if they really fit in. It's fragile.
So you need a plan.
You absolutely need a structured onboarding process, something proactive.
But what does that look like according to the paper? Any examples?
Yeah, simple things, but they add up. Sending an actual handwritten welcome card, making sure someone calls or texts just to check in early on, celebrating their first 30 days somehow, maybe even pairing them up with a gym buddy.
Okay. And the tip is about using tech for this.
Right. Build that 90-day plan right into your CRM. Automate the reminders for your staff. Make sure it actually happens consistently. This proactive engagement during that make or break window, super important for stopping that early churn. It's where strategy hits the ground.
All right, so caring culture, strong start. Element 3 goes deeper. Build personal relationships, not just memberships. What's the thinking here?
Well, the paper puts it simply. People might join for the facilities, but they stay for the relationships. It's that human connection that really locks in loyalty long term.
And that starts with just using their name. Seems basic.
It is basic. Basic hospitality. But its impact in a gym, huge. Hearing, hey, Sarah, feels way different than, hi there, right? You feel seen. And the paper talks about celebrating milestones too. Birthdays, sure, but also hitting a PR or a workout streak. It acknowledges their journey.
So it's about moving beyond just checking them in.
Yeah.
Knowing their story a bit.
Exactly that. Having real conversations, understanding why they're there, what they're working towards, what challenges they face, and crucially, following up. Remembering something they told you last week.
Okay.
And the pro tip suggests using your CRM for this too, not just for billing, Log little personal details, set reminders to follow up. It sounds simple, but it makes members feel valued as individuals, not just, another membership fee. That builds serious loyalty.
Element 4 switches gears to the physical space.
Yeah.
Make the environment impeccable and inviting. How important is the actual building?
Oh, massively important. Jim Thomas has this great line, something like, "A dirty bathroom screams louder than your best marketing." The space itself is constantly sending messages about your brand, your standards.
Cleanliness is key then.
It's not just key, it's mandatory. You need solid cleaning schedules, yes, but also someone checking that it's actually done right, like inspecting the inspectors, as the paper says.
And fixing stuff quickly.
Critical. A busted treadmill, a flickering light. It just screams neglect. It makes members wonder, if they don't care about this, do they care about me? Fixing things fast shows you're on top of it, you care about their experience right there in the space.
I like the idea about Instagrammable spaces too.
Yeah, that's pretty smart, isn't it? Like cool neon signs, maybe a great mural, a front desk that just looks welcoming and sharp. It makes the place feel good, sure, but it also encourages people to share photos online. Free marketing.
Turns members into advocates.
Exactly, and the pro tip. Have someone, maybe a member experience officer, do daily walkthroughs, looking specifically for cleanliness, repairs, aesthetics, because, like the source says, one bad detail, like that dirty bathroom, can really undermine everything else you're doing well.
Okay, moving beyond just weights and cardio. Element 5 is provide coaching and guidance beyond the workout. What does that involve?
The core idea is shifting your value proposition. You're not just selling access to equipment, you're supporting their whole transformation journey. And that goes beyond just the physical exercise part.
So helping them figure out their goals.
Absolutely crucial. Don't assume they know exactly what to do. Goal-setting sessions are key. And the paper suggests making progress fun, gamifying it. Leaderboards, badges for hitting milestones, celebrating streaks. Keep them hooked on their own progress.
And supporting their lifestyle more broadly.
Totally. Offering resources or guidance on things like nutrition, managing stress, even sleep habits. You might have in-house experts, or maybe you partner with local wellness pros. The point is, when you help members in multiple areas of wellness, the pro tip says you build a much deeper emotional connection. It really broadens what being a gym means. All right, element 6 gets into the social fabric. Build a thriving community, not just a customer list. Why does Jim Thomas emphasize community so much?
He dives straight to the bottom line, actually, to business resilience. When times get tough, a strong community keeps members sticking around. They feel connected to something bigger than just their workout routine. It helps keep revenue stable.
Okay, so how do you actually build that sense of belonging?
You have to be intentional about creating social opportunities.
Yeah.
Things beyond just working out side by side. Host social workouts, maybe themed challenges, group hikes, fun stuff like a sweating sip night.
Makes sense.
And turning referrals into a community thing too, like a bring a friend Friday or maybe a special event. It makes it fun, less transactional.
And shining a spotlight on members.
Yeah. Member spotlights, testimonials, share their stories on social media, put up pictures in the gym, make them feel seen and celebrated. The pro tip sums it up. Community, retention. So schedule regular connection events. Even small ones count. The source makes that link between community and revenue really clear. Okay, number 7 is about listening and learning. Implement feedback loops and act on them. What's the main point here?
The paper is really direct. Feedback is your fuel for getting better, constantly. But just collecting surveys isn't enough. You absolutely have to act on what you hear, and crucially, let members know you've acted. Show them their voice matters.
So what kind of feedback loops work well?
Well, regular member surveys are good, maybe quarterly, asking about staff, cleanliness, classes, community feel, but also checking in after key moments, like when someone first joins, or unfortunately, when they cancel, understanding why. Getting feedback right after they try a new class.
Suggestion boxes too. Do those still work?
They can. Physical or digital doesn't matter, as long as you actually review them and make changes based on them.
So it's the acting on it and telling people you acted. That's the magic.
Precisely. The pro tip stresses sharing the results, good and bad, and then being transparent about the actions you're taking. That builds huge trust. It shows you're listening and you care enough to improve.
Element 8 feels very relevant today. Make convenience king. How does making things easy impact the experience?
For busy members, friction is the enemy. Anything that makes interacting with your gym feel like effort. It chips away at the positive feelings. The smoother, the more seamless everything is, the better they feel, the more loyal they become.
And the key ways to do that. Tech comes in again, right?
Big time. A solid mobile app is pretty much essential now, isn't it? For booking classes, paying bills, getting messages. Making online signups easy is important, but also making cancellations easy and compliant, like with the FTC's click to cancel stuff.
Hybrid models, too.
Yeah, offering both in-person and virtual options gives people flexibility. Life happens, schedules change, convenience matters.
And the pro tip suggests actively looking for friction points.
Exactly. Map out that whole member journey, first contact, checking in, booking, paying, everything. Find the clunky parts, the unnecessary steps, and then commit to fixing at least one thing every quarter. Every little bit of friction you remove makes a difference. The source warns that those small annoyances can really undermine the good stuff.
Okay, element 9 brings us back to the team, linking to number 1. Train your staff like you. Train your members. Why is this loop so important?
Because, as Jim Thomas puts it, you can't have a world-class experience without a world-class team delivering it. Your staff, they're your brand, every single interaction.
And this isn't just about knowing fitness stuff.
No, not at all. This is about dedicated, regular training on customer service, role-playing scenarios. How do you effectively suggest personal training without being pushy? How do you handle a complaint well? How do you give that amazing personalized welcome we talked about?
Mystery shoppers, too.
Yeah, they can be really useful for getting objective feedback on how consistently your team is hitting those service standards.
So, investing in your staff's service skills is investing in member experience.
Directly. And the pro tip here is powerful. Set a specific KPI for staff growth in service and emotional intelligence skills. If your team isn't getting better at this, your member experience won't get better either. It's that fundamental.
And finally, number 10. This sounds fun. Surprise and delight consistently. What's the idea behind unexpected perks?
The source suggests that real, sticky loyalty is often earned in these small, unexpected moments. They don't have to be big or expensive. It's about showing you're paying attention, you care enough to do something extra.
Like the free smoothie example on a birthday.
Exactly. Or maybe giving a free PT session to someone you notice has been super consistent, or just a random member appreciation upgrade sometimes, just because. These moments cut through the noise and create positive emotional memories.
And the paper stresses consistency here, not just random acts.
That's the key difference. It shouldn't be totally random. It needs to be part of how you operate. The pro tip suggests having a small, dedicated monthly delight budget. Just for these little things. They seem small, but they make a massive impact. They're often the stories members tell their friends.
Okay, so let's pull this all together. The big message from Jim Thomas in this paper seems pretty clear. This exceptional member experience thing, it's not a campaign. It's not temporary.
No, definitely not. It's a daily commitment. It has to be baked into how you run the business, from hiring to cleaning to how you answer the phone or DMs. It's just the standard, your operational DNA.
And you see it or feel it everywhere.
Absolutely. It's in the tone of voice at the front desk, the sparkle in the restrooms, the warmth of the hello, the sincerity of the goodbye. Every single touch point matters.
It really highlights that difference, doesn't it, between just providing a service, a place to work out, and actually creating a feeling.
Couldn't have said it better. And that final thought from the source, the ultimate goal, it's this. When a member genuinely says, man, I love this place, they're probably not just talking about your rowing machines or your class schedule.
Right.
They're talking about how you, your team, your environment, how you made them feel. That feeling built through these 10 elements, that's the holy grail of loyalty and success.
Wow. Okay, that wraps up our deep dive into Jim Thomas's white paper, The Secrets to Exceptional Gym Member Experiences. We've hit those 10 core elements, pulled straight from the source, hoping to give you, the gym owners, the operators, the entrepreneurs, the personal trainers listening, some real practical ideas.
And look, the white paper itself acknowledges that putting all this into action is, a process. It has a great next step section. So if you're thinking, okay, I need help training my staff on this, or how do I actually use my CRM better for relationships? Or maybe you want to redesign your whole onboarding flow, or just get an outside look, an audit of your current experience. The source offers direct help.
Right. You can actually book a strategy session to talk about those next steps, or just learn more by visiting www.fmconsulting.net. That's fmconsulting.net.
And for a really direct line, you can call or even text Jim Thomas himself. The number is 214-629-7223.
Let me repeat that. Call or text Jim at 214-629-7223. Or you can email him, jthomas@fmconsulting.net. That's jthomas@fmconsulting.net.
We really hope this deep dive gives you some concrete things to chew on, some actionable insights you can use.
Yeah, take these secrets, take these ideas, and go build that experience that makes your members say, I absolutely love this place.